Alright. Hello and welcome back, Danganronpa here. Increase the influence gauge by 5. Probably helpful. What else do we need here? That might be helpful. Time does decrease even if you shoot a student with a silencer. Yeah, it's probably fine. Alright, let's do it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
You do?
Oh, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
He seems really sure it's one of those 3 that is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Hina's account? Okay, I don't remember Hina's account.
It was one of you.
Oh, look at that influence bar. It's massive. Sakura written notes to all 3 of them. Okay.
One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her.
No, that's wrong.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and
feel
that
like
was
this is the
right
first thing
before
you
she
should have
died.
said.
So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Does that mean one of them did it? Pocket trash, okay.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I agree.
I didn't either.
I agree.
Yeah, same.
I disagree.
No, it's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
And polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
And we can't
When?
disprove that.
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Feel like you should say it with more concrete time reasoning, but Dissect can't be right, because Sakura only got the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. The reason to know that is because that's when Sakura got the candy? I mean, it could be that one, but I'm gonna say this one. Okay.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Okay.
Quite a sudden hostility.
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
Yeah, I don't know why you would
You're
try
acting
that. I mean, I
incredibly
guess
suspicious.
I kind of understand it.
It's not just
Considering
normal
that he
hostility. You're the real
at the same time
culprit.
Sakura
I
died,
even have proof.
Oh.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Oh, the dying message?
At the
What
scene of the
message did it
crime,
be?
she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Wow. Say it with more
That's true.
confidence.
I saw it for
Jeez.
myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
That is a good point. There's a really...
Well,
That's something only
when we
detective
found
can find
Ogre's
out.
body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Now, hold on. But when Kirigiri found the magazine with the message, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kirigiri found the dying message during investigation, in which case, that clear contradicts what Hiro told us.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Okay.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
I agree with that.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your
How about
problem?
her?
What I said makes total sense.
There's a contradiction in there? He said he saw a dying message when he found the body, but the time was magazine.
I can tell
it's,
you
okay.
exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was
How about
discovered.
absorb?
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
Okay.
I saw her.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body...
No, it's wrong! When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it?
Because he
All you
wrote
gotta
it.
do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Tok.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Thank you.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message.
And there's no blood or finger
100%, without a
because-
doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt. No, I absolutely doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh, no.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
How do I
The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
Okay.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Now, if you're gonna write the message, and
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
you gotta at least use their finger to write
That would
the message.
explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I just don't understand why. I assume he thinks that he actually killed her.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Oh, he does. Okay. You're
Please,
admitting to
just
killing
let
her?
me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? Nice couple of people to meet here as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Sure.
And that's all she
Thanks.
said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm gonna end it today.
As soon as I heard
Everything.
that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that.
Oh, so he hit her dead body.
Once it was over,
Okay.
I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed.
He hit
So
her
I
dead
wrote
body
Toko's
twice?
name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy.
No, I think
Death.
he is.
Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Yeah, don't
You're
worry.
ready to
he'll
vote
die.
now, right? We know who did it.
No, I
Okay,
think there's
yeah.
more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So, what's that hero did that doesn't make sense? Why would he have to write the message? Doesn't make sense. Why pick Toko? Why the magazine was hidden? I mean, that one, because he's stupid. Why pick Toko? I assume he randomly picked somebody. Why the magazine was hidden? Yeah, why is the magazine hidden?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone, I mean...
I got it!
Kyoko.
It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right?
You know, Sakura could have been dead after the hit. Because...
Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you
Well, no, you
didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
we haven't reached the end of this case just yet. Hiro isn't really the killer. Now to prove that, yeah, it's 17 minutes in. Of course we're not at the end of the case. Yellow powder, Stace Sakura's body, Hiro's examination summary.
I didn't want to.
Yeah, but
but
Hiro's right. She
I
did
did.
twice.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
I agree with that.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
I mean,
After the first swing, the bottle
that's
shattered.
true, but it leads to contradiction.
She went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
Okay. That was pretty easy.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed him on a Kuma and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her from behind.
And you only hit...
Yeah,
Just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she
Wait.
went limp.
What?
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
Here at Sakura, that's sure, but that doesn't end here. There's something more that proves that wounds to her
I
head.
didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle
What's
from
the
the
status
shelf
of
nearby.
Sakura's body?
And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do
Which is
anything.
true.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just
No, that's wrong.
Did that bounce off a white noise? I guess it had to have. Okay.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those
Yeah, we're
bottles.
missing the queen and the horse. We found the knight beside her. I have no idea why the bishop and the rook were switched, but
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
maybe you played
That's
chess
easy.
before.
If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
I've been saying this for the last 3 hours. The object it was holding? What, the queen? Chess piece. Oh god, how do I spell peace? I assume it's 2 E's, right? Okay, cool.
Now I understand. That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight.
The knight.
If I remember.
So, what's that matter?
Well, unless Botez is playing chess
I guess you don't
this
know
chess
too much
set,
about chess, do you? In
I
chess,
think we need
there
a
are
queen.
6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
She said in the right order there, but that's not how it is here.
And on the
I
ground
don't think it's
was the
relevant
knight.
at all, but
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah.
Mercy?
Wait, no, that's not what I mean.
Or even Othello?
So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the missing bottle was... It's excited, obviously.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It was just a single broken bottle. The evidence proves that is, well, the weight when we did the scale or whatever. Yeah.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces of the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There be no doubt, the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by, well, their second attacker.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
Was she in the
No
locker?
way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room. Pretty
You
soon,
did?
Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
Oh, there were no attacks.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not fixed at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. Another new element? We're in chapter 4. So far, you're probably been pressing the Y button during your final strike without second thought. But from now on, you're gonna pay less attention to your finishing blow. So you have to choose the proper truth bullet rather than just pressing the Y button. Just select it. Same thing, LB. For educational purposes, we're gonna pretend you're set to mean regardless, just once, okay? By the way, you're about halfway through the game. We're in chapter 4. Okay. There's only 6 chapters, though. Whatever.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. That's enough!
What was it? Locker.
This should prove
locker.
it.
Yes.
Did Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll...
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
A little
So
bit.
after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her, you mean...
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good? Keep talking like
Well
that,
then,
Nina's gonna...
That's that. Let's start the vote.
No, we're not even close to be done with this. Huh? Thought for sure you have some
What's
words
wrong?
for Hiro on that one.
Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd.
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
What do you mean it wasn't? Yeah, the door's locked, first
Tell
of
us
all.
your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sayaka is... Yellow powder stays the body. Okay.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
We should? Because the broken bottle is by the chair. Has to be it. Just to prove that there's attack. Oh, the blood! Okay.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
Like she
All to
did
make it look like
Masaki.
I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh, so she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused
Really?
and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into
We've
the
already
group.
been over this.
No, I don't think that's possible.
I was in the locker.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
I mean, you could be lying, but you're not.
You're lying!
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Yeah, because you can figure
If
this out. I
Genocide
mean,
Jill didn't do it,
technically
that means
so have
Ogre
I.
didn't
Played this
die
game
from the
10
shot to
years
the
ago,
head.
Or well, I know the outcome of it. I don't know how.
I can't
happened
imagine
anymore,
what
but
else could have killed her.
I know
That's
who killed
because you're
Sakura,
overlooking vital information.
But that's about it. Could really miss something so important. If it's another possible explanation, maybe it's. Yellow powder, Monokuma file, Hina's account. Yellow powder?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
So you're dead set on blaming me,
Monokuma
huh?
If there's one place I want to find a clue, it would be written in there.
What
So it is
was
the
it that
Monokuma
killed
file.
Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of any.
No, it's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You are thorough,
You
aren't you?
checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poison?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
I'm sure I know where he got it. It's on the same shelf supplements, Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements
Yeah.
or whatever.
Congrats,
Strange,
you
isn't
found the
it?
problem.
Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprits switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I can believe my eyes. Quickly put the bottle of poison to his lips and... We were so shocked we were seeing it, and all we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Fukuyo was calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kirigiri took the bottle from Fukuyo and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched the
This
finger
is-
to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would mean that, conversely, the poison must have been in... Could it be... Nightman's Gambit? Okay. Protein drink, I guess? protein with an E? I mean, it's gotta be. Okay. Give me an ad, thank you.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. I mean, a protein
got
drink? Sure, why not?
You're saying
We've already
they
said
gave her
the
a
answer.
protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Has to be... Oh, okay. I thought you were making point out a suspect. It's gonna be Sakura, I'd imagine, but...
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Oh.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it.
How is
I
everybody...
killed Sakura.
How does everybody think they killed Sakura?
Just as I suspected.
Oh, so the Q's wrong too, okay?
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Well, I guess Makoto and Tina. I didn't realize Makoto did.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No? Okay then. Let me see your shoes so I can from this out myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
This... Saika
Plus,
not...
Hina's been
have
acting strange
sneakers, though?
ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it!
There we
I'm
go.
not convinced.
You're not about
Here
to
we
claim
go.
she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you
Locked door?
talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do
I
you
don't
honestly
understand what
think
Hina's
Hina didn't actually kill her?
Hiding.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Does Hina know that...
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Shut up,
There's
Akuya.
nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done
Yeah,
it.
and you'll be a monocup
Go
later.
ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then,
Okay.
go on.
So there's a contradiction there in
So
the
then I
powder on
moved
her
to
shoe.
Section A and got the protein powder. And that's where I switched them. Once I
Okay.
was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room.
Did Hina try to poison Sakura, and Sakura didn't actually drink the poison, and then...
But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First, you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Well, if that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Shut up, Akuya. How long? Until I figure it out. Until I know the full truth of this case.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C.
I'm gonna fire. Oop, no, I didn't fire.
That's where I switched them.
Ah, I missed. That's too late.
Once
on
I
that
was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
At least 2 more hours of this. They can't lab where from the footprints and what direction they're facing. Those facts clearly contradict what Hina just told us.
First, I went to Section C.
What is footprints in the powder? Leftmost section of the shelf, I mean, yeah. Is it not the map? I guess I don't actually have a map entered in evidence. Okay. So yeah, footprints in the powder, probably fine.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
Yeah.
And you spilled some of the powder
So
on the ground.
fun
Yeah. Okay. I moved from Section C, and that's where I switched the powders. Once I
Section
was
C,
done
Section
switching
A.
them,
I feel like
I
it's
put
gotta
the
be that
bottle
one.
They're back in Section A.
That's fine.
Then I took the bottle with the poison
Wait.
in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate?
First, I went to. That's when I grabbed the poison. And you spilled some of the powder. Yeah. Okay. I moved from Section.
No, it's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
Well, if she knew she's leaving footprints, she'd clean it up.
No, that can't
Or,
be
you know,
it. Remember what Hina
not do
just
it.
said?
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh?
It had
Piece of
sunk to the
glass.
bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Is it the glass in the window? Wait.
Oh, you still
What?
don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I assume scattered from the window. I think I remember how. I wrote something this... Yeah, the window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
That is a really
What's
good
so
question.
strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the window? I mean, it should have been in section A of the shelf.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened? I don't have a bloody idea. Empty protein drink.
When it comes to that protein can,
Oh, there were shards of glass under it. Okay, okay. I remember that now. Okay.
there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked. It absolutely was
Yeah.
not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
Had
No.
it in here.
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. Ford,
No, it's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
I don't
What
think
do you
so.
think, Makoto?
I think it's Sakia.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like
We're gonna
that?
have another bullet time battle? Alright.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar!
Oh, I'm so bad at this.
Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar!
Oh my.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
How do I... Oh,
This
okay.
should prove it.
Not unkind, but it did give me an option to do anything else. I was
Hina,
looking for the one that was on her
did you
shoe,
know
but
that
I assume
Sakura's
this is it.
foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. So one would explain it. Alright, let's select a, hex.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room. And at that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I go get the others. On shake legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else.
But
But
you
your
didn't get
real
anyone, did you?
intention was to go to the chem lab
Yeah,
and switch out the
okay.
containers, wasn't it?
Makes sense.
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Oh, ogre. Oh, she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. See.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a
I don't
series
understand
of
why
actions
Hina's
to
hiding
undermine the
that fact, though.
investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence,
Because we're not gonna
right?
execute a dead body.
The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Apparently.
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. You have to end this properly.
Where are... It's... For one of the most complex trials in the game that I remember, this is bloody short. Okay. I mean, I assume Bakuya looking at. Why does he look evil, though? That seems a bit weird. Alright, so Act 2, there's Toko. She's going to the locker. I assume that's her going to the locker. Okay. He, I guess, is scared. Sees a bottle. Hits her in the back of the head with the bottle. And then sees a magazine, writes Toko's name, and runs for his life. Toko, scared, I guess comes out, sees her name, puts it back on the shelf. Puts it upside down on the shelf. Okay. And then Toko grabs a bottle and hits her with the queen. Pulling real Baltaz Gambit, you know, giving away your queen for literally nothing. Sakura, annoyed that she's been hit twice by two different people, decides grab the Chem C9, the Rinkets. I'm not sure why Hina's the bad guy here, but she then sees the bottle, she pockets it, leaves, and then I assume does that.
The killer is
Yeah, let's
you!
go for it.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack.
Or Genocide Jill, or
When she
Genocide
woke
Jill,
back
whatever
up,
you wanna call her.
her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide.
Which I don't know how she would know that.
And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from
Nor
off
why
the
you
ground.
cover it up.
And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion.
Which doesn't make any sense. Why are you
And
trying
the
to
one
kill
who went
everyone?
to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
Why?
But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Well, Kirigiri did.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
And that's the case? Nine medals to take it.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Yeah, because it seems like a formality at this point.
I can feel my energy draining
That's right, you
out
can
of
hear.
me.
You didn't say anything all class
whatever.
trial.
You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta
Some
do it.
mascot disappears for 80
Maybe
minutes
you don't want
of the
to,
game.
but please grab
Jeez.
your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I feel like this part would be a lot more suspenseful if you could go down a wrong path and then convict the wrong person. That'd be interesting. Have more, like, yeah, like a failed branching path.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to kill Saga, it was
My
Saga yourself.
entire...
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's all truth? Huh, I see. But there's still
Come
one thing I
on.
understand. Hina, why try to cover what happened? If the truth would come to light,
What are
you'd
you
have died along
thinking?
the rest of us. And yet you, why'd
Don't
you
be
do that?
mean!
Yeah, we almost like died in there.
This.
Guys, it's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Saika died is because you all pushed her into a corner. You all fucking killed her.
You should have been the one to die.
Could never be the one that died.
What?
What? You don't mean you're gonna take all of us with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. What? For serious? That's...
This.
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. You realize how much despair Saika was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It was Saika's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Jack attacked me. Saika got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Saika, calm down. You have to worry about me. Fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me. You try to protect me. Because of me. My closest friends got hurt. Sakura? Because of me. My friends are gonna kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So, she asked me to meet with them. You asked me to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they're all gang up you at once, even you... Please, don't think things like that. They're not the enemy. Sakura? She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you understood. She was a friend to all of us.
Why?
Yet... You trapped all her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just misunderstanding. Don't stand there called a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't listen to what she had to say. Without asking a certain question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was? Seeing you act like all that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll take by my own hand. That's how far you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you? Hina, you came. Wait right here. I'll help you out. Hina. I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
Protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the campsite to get some protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura, so I ran back to him as fast as I could, but by the time I got there, it was already too late.
Please!
Sakura! Please, let me in! Open the door!
Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weakness, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If something hurt her, she felt it. That weakness, that's normal.
Why?
And yet, you all blamed her. I tried to protect her. I suffered for it, and that just adds the weight she had to carry. I didn't even realize it. You know? Y'all killed her, all of us. We should have murdered her. People like us should be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the last trial. Sokka had tied hate all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her like this. Hey, sorry to interrupt to deliver the tearjerker, but it's just taking long. I'm falling asleep over here. I mean, do you really have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking she died? What did you say? Everything you said is just nothing but your interpretation, right? Your opinion. Or suicide note, man. Of course I know what she was thinking, because...
In other words...
Well, what I'm trying to say is... Don't you think the entire foundation's shaky? What if it was really like this?
Of course! Yeah.
Is it obvious? A suicide note. Sorry, suicide note. What?
Too bad.
Already. Oh, I wrote that one. It was on me.
True.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. You lied to me? I didn't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought...
Well now.
I mean, I can't help it if you totally took my scribbles as face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. Filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. I didn't falsify evidence. I did affect the outcome of the last trial. The case played out between you and you alone. You the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the wheel had factored in, it's still working between you guys. So what's the problem? This part of the prosecution process, okay? It's cut. So then, what did you write in a real
What are you
suicide
gonna do?
note? I'm glad you asked for it. For your benefit, I shall read it with using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrative voice. You know, have you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving it up when you killed yourself in the first place? And is it just so unfortunate? Kill yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth's lost in darkness.
Enough already.
Lilies. Could you just get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, jeez. Talk about buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I do like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was on our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came
the
to see me.
mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might see the importance of a dojo. My family has watched over it for
I
over
couldn't let
300
it be
years.
destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake
And what the
of giving it to the mastermind.
wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sokka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until
However,
we reached another stalemate.
as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watch everyone fight with such despair, trying to desperately stay alive. I saw the weakness of my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind.
I
And
cannot
more than
betray
anything,
those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's our Sakura.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secrets, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all you like directly to all you hate her for. Ironic, is it? I mean, ironic, or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may
So
want
this is
to
my
make on me.
atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control, and to fill the obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do what I was told and
But I've
commit murder.
decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that,
If
I'm
it can
willing to
save
give my
you,
life.
then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I have never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
And Sakura didn't feel cornered? She
No
didn't die
way!
hating us? She wanted to stop us from fighting?
Correct.
Protect us? She didn't end her life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That is why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could
However-
do that. It was her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you'd try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can throw it to the Mastermind's plans, if I keep you from killing each other, that is enough for me. That is the path I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring to the class trial to a quick end. I'm sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Bakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why am I doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show you through actions, not words.
I
Hopefully,
never
then
saw
they'll
you
see.
as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close
What
and
are you
still.
gonna do?
But in the end, her meddling was like totally pointless. She died, so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rescue nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. If I blame her, why she deserves it. Now then, the next victim decided. What do you mean next victim? Nobody here
Huh?
blames anyone. First of all, you're wrong for tricking Hina with a fake suicide note, and plus,
Say what?
Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Because she must remember, we're not enemies to hate each other. We're friends.
You
We need to
know?
work together. Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame me either.
Woo!
Whether or not there's a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you
What?
and nobody else.
What do you want?
What the heck? That's not supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is competition.
Hey!
Remember? Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that. Lovely, Bakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. the only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game, which is why I'm bowing out of the game.
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear of this game. There's no point participating in the game, which has already lost its sense of excitement, which is why I will not participate in it. What's going on here? Now, I only have one thing to look forward to, and that is the heap of the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks that they control me. What clearly does that mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. That's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I'll go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, then I catch my fire. Everyone? Well, now you can say Sakura's death has no meaning? How boring. Don't get the government out of this. I'm still gonna be the one having fun this time. The fun time? Anyway, let's not forget about the government backstabber.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've been waiting for. It's punishment time. Wait, Sakura's technically a killer, right? And she's dead.
Wrong.
Oh heavens no, just because Black is dead doesn't mean I can't snub whoever girl student I want. Did I tell you? I'm very particular about the Paradise 1 rule. But I've spent so much time preparing my special punishment, because she was really gonna waste. So I prepared a very special punishment for this special guest. A special guest.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh, here you go. I'm so sorry. This is the most depressing punishment in the game. Aww. Well, that's depressing.
Oh no!
You suck, man. You turn a mega hunk of junk. They're gonna take it all out of me. Maybe I'll go grow up like chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grump, chicken's where it's at. And how about the grilled goodness? Fried, broiled? Give me a break. The colors smell all succulent. The grill's where it's at.
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay.
do my best.
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced to my heart and soul. My disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing into my mouth. How dare you? I was our friend. How dare you kill her? But you're for the laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? You're for the basketball? How about a volleyball? Shut the fuck up. He wasn't just a laptop, he's my friend. And you killed him. Oh, that's what we call it animism. We're soul devils and everything, even laptops. Well, you can call them whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find out things all sneaky. So you finally noticed it. Finally now, I knew it from the very beginning. I knew True Heroes do something with the laptop, and I knew you were using analyzed data. I knew exactly how I was going to play from the start.
What are you thinking?
You knew?
And you're still cocky enough to let us all take the plunge? Well, I mean, the data laptop, it was like a star gift from me to you. Or maybe it's like a reward. And are you being able to unlock something so difficult? So of course I didn't know you got access to that. But sneaking into the network, it was just too versatile. So I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed.
Yeah, the punishment time has to feel 30 times better. Experiencing Milo's death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower.
No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everyone who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they've all made us stronger. I swear to God, someday, you'll pay for this.
Holy moly, he looks too bad. Like, totally unreasonable upset. Okay, time to expose. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
Yep.
Postscript?
Yeah, there's still one more bit left to Soccer's note. Okay, then here we go. Prepare your ears for the Tugtoads are yours truly.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully, it'll act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of the school. What a clue.
Hina.
I spoke to the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is
Today's a close one. And Lord would have really been keep this spoiler territory. Oh, what a surprise. Look, just this one thing.
well, you can't just stop close forward a bit.
It makes you right around about double, huh? It makes you so mad you're freaking out.
Guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. It's how to get back for how you harden your resolve.
Fine, but at least Soccer's note.
Like, I don't really give you Christmas habit.
Too bad.
Sucks you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
There's one less on the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not just gonna lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it. How was to lose it, huh?
She won't lay down and die. She'll fight you.
Huh, whatever. Who cares what some dead bus has to say? Okay, well, I'm out of here. You guys should rest, you know? And take some time to consider the approach to school life years. And you sure you didn't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the gross outside world? Think about that, think long and hard.
Those are his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that about? Sakura's final message, her clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? Mastermind did something to us. Jigiri said something like that before, didn't she? And after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
What? Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? I mean, did the Mastermind really plant to bomb us or something? If we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off, and bomb explodes? Say stuff like in the movies and comics and stuff. It's totally unheard of. No, I fell off just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial's over and Monkuma's gone.
Yes.
So what do we do now? What else is there? I'm gonna head back up. Oh yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. But, you must still feel responsible. I'll let you go back, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat. I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. But what are you talking about? Kirigiri Makoto wants to figure that out. Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached the point where I need someone apologize to me more than once. Okay. I see what you mean. Then I'll try.
was told it was normal, right? She just captured this flag. I just never this well, someone who would disturb the romance of the master. What are you talking about? That's not. That was not going on here. I would never go for a sleazeball like
What
him.
did you say?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you sleazeball, because you're a sleazeball. Apparently you still have a death wish. Okay, more bite sarcasm. No wonder you had other friends. Hey, stop by Master, he'll make me jealous. And I want the abuse, give and take me. I guess that's so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to Hoax Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time. Alright, control died there. Alright. Went back to rooms, and before long, the night stuck up on us. Dong, bing, bong.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down to sleep. I couldn't remember last time I'd fallen asleep into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Huh? The voice dragged me from my deep slumber in a hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like a lead.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing in here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... It's unlocked. You are incredibly fucking careless. Oh, I swore again. That's not my personality, but you are so fucking careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey.
Always. And don't overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, of course. 3 a.m. Why was Kirigiri wake up this hour? It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So...
Remember when Sakura said at the end of her note, I'm not gonna lay down and die. I will fight for you. I want to find out what you meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that at 3 in the bloody morning? Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. The data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Oh, I guess chapter 4's not over yet. I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I went up to the data center, but when I arrived, Kirigiri's not here. That's where she said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand on the door with a certain amount of force. It didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, wait, do not, mister.
Gah.
Damn it!
Break into the locker room. It's incredible for head to touch now.
Oh, well, I just...
Wait, you try to tell me you didn't actually bust it out yet, right?
Hey!
But I can see that, you adult. To waste my time telling me crap like this myself.
I'm being
It looked like you might break it in a second, so it's like a friendly reminder. Or you try to tell me you were sleepwalking or something. No, nothing like that. It's 3 in the morning for crying out loud. Even I am tired, you know? Stop acting so weird and go back to bed.
What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you making a racket? Kyoko.
Now you too?
You guys?
Whatever. Two, just go back to bed. I'm extremely exhausted from this last trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto. Let's head back. What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay.
Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo shoo.
So we left and went back to our rooms. And then,
Goodbye.
so, goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was that all about just now? She woke me up, made me go downstairs, which was just happened to be locked, and then she was up late, and we leave without checking a single thing? What's the point of all that?
Ooh,
Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just as always,
goodbye.
but... Well then, good night. Sure. And then, that was over. But as I turned to leave,
Mukuro Ikusaba.
the 16th student... Kirigiri was right next to me, once again, whispering to my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
And that's chapter 4. Oh, we got Ultrigo back. Alright.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
But yeah, that's for this episode of Danganronpa here. I'll see you guys chapter 5, where we'll unlock the 5th floor, may learn more about the 16th student, and maybe we'll get to the 5th, and, well, I guess technically the 6th murder. Whatever. We'll get to the 5th case of this 6th chapter game. But yes, I mean, we're running low on numbers. There's only 6 of us left. Besides Murkuro, but, you know. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Danganronpa here. I'll see you guys next one. Until then, peace.